Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, the Lost Chevalier, and you're welcome back to the SCP Foundation. Let's get the random SCP, shall we? Random SCP, and it's SCP-2496. Anomaly class, safe. Special containment procedures. A digital copy of SCP-2496 is available on Site-81 mainframe to personnel with Clearance 3-2496. Testing protocols for SCP-2496 are currently being updated. Description: SCP-2496 is a test composed of 60 English language multiple choice questions on the topic of neuroscience, roughly appropriate for university students in an introductory course. On its own, each question is mundane, if unconventionally worded. SCP-2496 anomalous properties only occur when all questions are presented together. The order of the questions is irrelevant. Regardless of aptitude or other obstructions, any human who attempts to complete SCP-2496 will correctly answer a number of questions equal to exactly half of the time, measured in minutes and rounded to the nearest minute, taken to complete the test, with 2 hours being sufficient for a perfect score. For example, a person who spends 40 minutes on SCP-2496 will answer 20 questions correctly without exception. Spending more than 120 minutes of the test results in a score of 60. Highly improbable events, unusual behavior, and direct violation of the laws of physics have been noted during testing. See attached testing logs for additional information. Except from testing log 2496A. Subject: D6268. The subject took an introductory neuroscience course in university 3 years prior to this test, receiving a final grade of 55%. Parameters: D7278 was introduced to complete SCP-2496 to the best of her ability. Results: D6278 completed the test in 108 minutes. 54 questions out of 60 were answered correctly. 54 points were awarded. Subject: D6278. Parameters: D6278 was given the correct answers to SCP-4596 and introduced to transcribe them in under 20 minutes. Results: D6278's pencil broke after answering the 5th question. Repeated attempts to sharpen the pencil only result in further fracturing, from which D6278 received several splinters. A pen given D6278 experienced similar damage when used, spilling ink over the provided answer sheet and rendering most of it illegible. D6278 then experienced an unprecedented allergic reaction to the pen's ink while handling the answer sheet. The subject expired precisely 10 minutes after beginning the test, in spite of prompt medical attention. 5 points were awarded. Subject: D4360. The subject possessed limited fluency in English and only cursory familiarity with neuroscience. Parameters: D4360 was given 5 minutes to answer as much as SCP-2496 as possible by circling the letter associated with the correct response, and threatened with punishment for incorrect answers. Result: the subject was able to answer 4 questions, with 2 correct and 1 incorrect. Wait a minute, 4 questions. Different observers have disagreed on whether B, the correct answer, or C, an incorrect answer, was given for question 2. Thus, subject was given a final score of 2.5 out of 60. Digital image analysis and chemical tests of the paper have returned contradictory results on which was circled. D4360 claims to have circled D. Subject: D4688. The subject has no formal education in any science. Parameters: SCP-2496 was administered to D-4688 orally with a 5-minute time limit. Results: the first 5 answers given were unremarkable, with D-4688 answering 2 correctly, apparently by chance. After the 6th question was asked, D-4688's vocal tract spontaneously duplicated, resulting in 2 mouths side by side. D-4688 vocalized through both vocal tracts simultaneously, giving both an incorrect answer and the correct answer. Repeated interrogation has failed to identify a manner in which D-4688 could clarify which answer they intended, as each new method attempted resulted in additional anatomical modifications. D-4688 has been retained for study. 2.5 points were awarded. Subject D-6918. The subject is somewhat proficient with a bow and arrow. Parameters: D-6918 was introduction to answer SCP-2496 by shooting arrows at approximately labeled targets at Site-81's recreation area. In each case, the correct answer was fully obstructed by a large pillar, although their location was obvious. Subject was given 2 hours for this attempt. Result: the subject used the bow and arrow to answer all questions correctly. In 37 cases, the arrow was shot through the pillar, despite the arrow lacking the momentum to do so. In 19 cases, arrows were deflected off objects in the recreation area to hit the target, demonstrating behavior inconsistent with their construction. In the remaining 4 cases, gust of wind changes the course of the arrow mid-flight, directioning it around the pillar and allowing it to hit the correct target. Notably, Site-81's recreation area is indoors. Full points were awarded. Subject: the same D-Class personnel. Parameters: D-6918 was instructed to answer SCP-2496 by placing 10 kg weights with appropriate labels at designated spots in the testing chamber. The subject was given SCP-2496 for 2 minutes initially before it was taken away for 1 hour, 57 minutes and 55 seconds. D-6918 was introduction to finish SCP-2496 in the remaining 5 seconds under threat of termination. Results: D-6918 completed 1 problem in the first 2 minutes, expressing doubt that she will be able to complete SCP-2496. When SCP-2496 was returned, the subject moved at an estimated 24 meters per second while moving and placing the weights to correspond to her answers before the time limit. D-6918 experienced severe fatigue, dehydration, several torn ligaments in the limbs, a broken collarbone, and 2 dislocated shoulders. All answers were found to be correct, and full points were awarded. So it's basically a test that is anomalous in nature. Cool. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a blast. I was Los Chevaliers signing out. Bye bye. Subscribe, give a like, etc, etc. Bye bye.